workshop is really aimed at advanced nutrient therapies for mental health, to show the ACAM members, have them learn about recent advances in brain science, new understandings regarding methylation, epigenetics that have now provided us with a roadmap of how to better help people with conditions such as anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, attention deficit disorder, and even autism. And we'll be presenting and updating people on these new insights and the new abilities that we have now that we have a better understanding of the epigenetic impact of certain key nutrients on brain processes.
Who is the key audience?
I think the key audience are doctors who in their practice are working with children with behavior disorders or attention deficit or learning problems, doctors who are working and trying to help autistic children, people in the autism spectrum, or patients with anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, or bipolar disorder. We will be providing updated, very effective therapies, biochemical, drug-free therapies, to show them how they can incorporate these into their practice and additionally help their patients.
What makes this talk unique?
Well, for one thing, we have the world's biggest chemistry database for a lot of these mental disorders. We have millions of blood and urine samples, and this database has guided us into certain information that most people may not know. First of all, out of the more than 300 important nutrients in the body, there are only about 6 or 7 that have a dominant effect on brain function. And so I'm going to make sure that the people in the audience are well aware of what the key factors are that they need to really focus on. They're trying to help somebody with a mental disorder. And these are methylation status, folic acid, anything related to oxidative stress, metal metabolism disorders, malabsorption, and these are some of the key areas that have a striking effect on neurotransmission, and especially at serotonin, dopamine, and norepinephrine receptors. And now the new information regarding nutrient therapy that can help people that have problems associated with the important NMDA receptor system. I think that's going to be very interesting to people, and of course, epigenetics itself. For the first time, because of epigenetics and the recent advances in epigenetics and brain science, we have the ability with complementary medicine, with natural therapies, to be able to actually impact gene expression and thereby help regulate brain neurotransmission using nutrient factors that epigenetically alter expression of protein.
Why are complementary and integrative medicines so important?
I think it's especially important to get this information to practitioners because complementary and integrative medicine can be extremely effective at helping people with these disorders. And there are millions and millions of people that are suffering from ADHD and depression and anxiety and other forms of mental illness. And natural therapy can often be better than drug therapies that are traditionally used. And I think practitioners need to know that and to be able to begin to use these things or to improve their natural therapies that they're already using.
Why ACAM 2014?
Well, I've been to a number of ACAM meetings in the past and presented at a couple of them, and the great advantage I find is that most of these people that are in ACAM are very knowledgeable about natural therapies and about brain function. And so not only that, most of them recognize that drugs are not always the best way to help the patient. And so I find that they're interested in this. And they also, I think, realize a few important things. For example, biochemical individuality. In other words, that every human being has a different requirement and different requirement for even diet and nutrition or even or supplementation to normalize the chemistry and they understand the importance of oxidative stress. So ACAM, for me, is a perfect audience because already they know a lot, and I think they would like to be brought up to date on the latest advances in brain science and in nutrition science. Well, there's been a lot of misunderstandings about undermethylation genetic testing. I think that's an area I want to cover in depth and sort of provide the biochemical facts of life regarding that, and the limitations of genetic testing and the limitations of methyl folate and some of these therapies that are getting so popular. I mean, they can be helpful, but they are being oversold, and I think people need to understand the best way to work with this. And I also want to make sure they understand about the importance of oxidative stress and ideal therapies and ways to help people who have these problems. They need to understand how to test for methylation status. They need to know how to identify people with mental metabolism disorders like zinc deficiency, copper overload. They need to know chapter and verse about chiral disorders, which are becoming recognized now as being affecting maybe a third of most people with mental disorders, essential fatty acids, and therapies for these. They need to know the advanced nutrient therapy systems that can really benefit patients with mental disorders.
Register today at acam.org/ACAM 2014 or call 1-800-532-3688.